I'm Dylan.
I'm Elle, and we both love soup.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, hello.
It's been a bit since we've recorded.
We had a lot going on.
We had a lot going on, but our producer was off at Coachella as a celebratory reward for passing his waterboard exams.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, Zack.
Yep, that's been a year in the making,
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
classes
probably been
and
studying for
studying,
about a
and
year.
you passed both of them.
Passed him first try.
Passed them first
Good
try,
job.
which is
I knew
good.
you would.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fart smeller.
And so you,
Yeah, they were tough.
yeah, and you got to then take yourself to Coachella. So tell us a little bit about Coachella this year. It made national news with some of the dumb fuckery with the camping situation and lack of water.
Yeah, I saw a lot of news vans out there. No, Coachella. I'm a huge Coachella nerd. I've been going.
Yeah, you've gone every year.
Oh yeah, I've been going for over a decade at this point. You know, I know Coachella gets a lot of shit for being, it's the influencer fest for all these rich kids. But like, to defend myself for a bit, like everybody budgets a vacation every year, right? Like that's something that everybody deserves. And because Coachella is in my backyard, I don't have to pay for
you
lodging.
don't have to fly there.
I don't have to fly there.
Right.
Like the budget for Coachella, I think, is much less than a weekend like on a cruise.
I was actually surprised when she told me how much you paid. I was shocked.
Well,
that
your ticket was what, $800?
$800, and then I gave myself like about $300-$400 budget
for food.
And the $800
all that.
included the camping spot, right?
Yep, including the camping spot.
And that's pretty cheap.
$300
for
for food.
3 days, 4 days.
And then you spent, I think, like $250 in incidentals. You bought the ear
Yep,
plugs.
I bought the special loop earplugs, the Coachella edition. That was pretty much my biggest purchase. Everything else was lemonade. Because they have like the fresh squeezed lemonade. It is $15.
Oh, wow.
At a certain point on Friday, that was the only thing you could reliably get to drink out there. That's how much they fucked up.
We've got a dog
I've got
lap.
a big dog.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
In my lap, which is such a rarity. What is wrong? Is there an earthquake coming, buddy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh yeah, we had the
Is Timmy in
earthquake
the well?
afterwards.
We had a huge earthquake this week. Yeah, it was such a shocker.
But yeah, so Coachella, I'm a huge nerd. I study the lineup. Yeah, I'm a music.
You are not a poser.
I'm a music guy. I'm there for the music. I go kind of by myself. I usually have about 3 or 4 groups I'm planning on, meeting up with them. But they understand, like, I'm going to be jumping around and I'm going to be doing about 60 more miles of walking than they are.
I heard
you were walking.
miles walked.
70 miles.
70
is
miles over
insane.
4 days.
70 miles over
going
4 days.
from venue, like when you
That
said
is
it, I was like,
insane.
"Oh, you must be wrong about it." And then when I
And I
realized
showed
they
ya.
have to have it spread out, otherwise the bands would be
You'd hear each other. Yeah,
And you still could. That was still an issue. Like Green Day was so loud that you could hear them from wherever you were at. And
Let's be honest, though. Shout out to Green Day.
Yes.
They
for
did
I don't
good.
want to be a MAGA idiot.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did good. I like their set.
Yeah. And they joined the Go-Go's,
The
right?
Go-Go's, unfortunately, I missed most of the Go-Go's because I'm going to go see the Go-Go's at Cruel World with
that's
Mom
right.
in May.
That's a much better venue
Next
to see
month
them
we're at Cruel.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I don't need to see the Go-Go's. They're up against 3-6 Mafia, Oscar winners, by the way.
Yeah.
Oscar-winning 3-6 Mafia, who sings
3-6
"Tear the Club Up, Tear the Club Up."
So who would you say? I know it's hard to pick.
It's Lady Gaga's the best.
Lady Gaga was the
that's
best?
the best show I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, now that's
Yeah.
saying
I'm
something.
jealous of seeing that.
That's the best show I've
She's
ever
pretty
seen.
amazing.
Yeah, she absolutely killed it. It was kind of unfair to literally every performance except for maybe the orchestra. They had an orchestra out there.
For Zed.
For his name was Gustavo Dudamel and the Los Angeles Philharmonic. He's been running the LA Phil for the last few years, and he's about to retire, so he's kind of doing a farewell tour.
Oh, that's cool.
So he brought a bunch of guests. He brought out LL Cool J
Really?
to do an orchestral version of Rock the Bells.
No way, really?
It was awesome.
LL's getting old, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
LL.
How old's LL?
And that was not fair
LL's
for
gotta
any
be
of the
older
other
than us, right?
rappers.
Think you think LL's
After LL Cool J, every rapper looked like garbage. Because like LL Cool J, mic on the entire time, no backing track. You're like, oh, this is what an actual rap performance is supposed to look like, Travis Scott. Like, oh my God. Everybody said that too as they were leaving Travis Scott the night. Like, did you catch LL Cool J? Oh, that's that's how you
Pure.
rap.
That's how you rap.
That's how you
Rapping
rap.
doesn't really exist anymore, as far as I'm concerned. It's like the true.
It can. I know there was an artist named Big X to Plug, and he's
Nice
a big
name.
guy. He's a very big guy, but he has a real like Notorious B.I.G. flow. And he does try his best, but they turned his mic down so hard, and I'm like, I can hear that he's up there, but why are you turning down the mic, and why can I hear the backing track more of? And that was the problem with so many of the artists. The K-pop artists had that problem. I know.
Do you like
Jenny.
K-pop? Are you a K-pop fan?
I like everything.
Okay.
I literally like everything.
does like everything.
You know, of course, I think there's levels to the quality of certain, you know, of you know, like I'm not opposed to country, of course, but
I am.
but like I'm not like a Florida Georgia Line fan. I'm like a Willie Nelson fan.
Right,
Sturgill
that's how
Simpson.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm like country. I like, but like
Or just, you know, there's levels of quality within every genre,
Right.
And that includes rap, that includes dance.
So would you go again next year?
I'm pretty disappointed with the
Do you
legit
think
how
with
everything was run
with the
by
flack
Coachella.
that they got this year, do you think they would clean it up for next year though?
Do you think it was they sold too many tickets too? Didn't you say it was the most crowded you've ever been at?
It was exactly as crowded as it was in 2010 when I went, and that was very infamous for being a year where it was too crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said, "Oh, that was the most crowded year was 2010," and I felt I was right back at 2010, and I'm like, okay. The crowd, I don't know. It was a lot of it was crowded, but you know, Coachella is adapted to
It's
deal
known
with those
for being
crowds.
crowded. It's known for
Right.
being hot.
That
it's
being
known
said,
for being
the last 2 years, it was empty. It was empty the last 2 years, and you know, I don't think the lineup was very good last 2 years. You
Yeah.
know, 2 years ago, Frank Ocean was like
well,
the
they
major
sure
draw,
shit
and he didn't even
have any
show
Lady
up.
Gaga
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
last.
Yeah, so
you know,
the
and
lineup,
Green
the
Day,
lineup
Lady
was
Gaga
way
and
more
Green Day
popular.
in the same year is like such a
Because you had originally said, "Hey, if it's great, I'm going to go back for the second week," and you did not even think about week 2.
I really wanted to go. So that was another thing. I wanted to go. I was prepared. I'm like, okay, you know, I can try to win tickets to weekend 2. So I did all the brand activations. That didn't work. Dude, the brand activations were terrible this year. Ugh, because I'm a brand guy. I listen. I will. I'm as hippie as anybody else, but I will participate in whatever you have to
It's
offer.
the couponing gene.
It's the couponing gene. He
Right.
got that from you.
In the last 2 years, they've been great. I've been able to, you know, they entered me in contests. They're like, hey, Charlie XCX is doing a secret DJ set. Come on over. You know, just a lot of fun things like that. You know, the White Claw tent, the International Delight tent would give you
we
free
hate White Claw
coffee.
now, don't we? Because they wouldn't give you
Yeah,
water.
I'll tell you the White Claw story in just a second. But, like, you know, like the International Delight tent, the coffee creamer. Remember when I came back last year from Coachella saying, let's get some International Delight
Our
creamer.
fridge is full of that creamer.
Because
Yeah.
I kept going into that tent all weekend, and they kept giving me free coffee.
Yeah, nice.
Do you think that they gave me free coffee in the same way that they did last year? No.
Oh, wow.
No, it was this big thing where they wanted me to give all my information to sign on to this giant iPad that had a giant line. I'm like, just give me some coffee.
Yeah.
You gave me some coffee last time. Give me the coffee. Well, no, you have to design your coffee on the iPad. I said, fuck that. No.
Yeah.
No, I am leaving here with a extremely worse feeling about International Delight.
It's funny. We just got back from Casey and I and Dylan and Ed were supposed to join us to Sea Otter, and it was a very similar experience in that you had to register at every, and you wanted to spin the wheel at everything so that you get swag. And we did actually get some pretty good swag this year, but it is kind of a pain when you walk up and you're like, can I try this? Alcohol-free beer? No, you have to spin the wheel first. I'm like,
it was just these
why would I ever
iPads,
drink non-alcoholic beer?
iPads everywhere. They would hand you an iPad. Like, okay, I'm going to the Coca-Cola tent. I just want a free Coke Zero, and I'm out of here. Here's an iPad. Give all your information. And that iPad, first question was, how many followers do you have on Instagram?
Oh,
I
really?
lost my shit. I'm like, Coachella's soul is gone. That
Yeah.
is Coachella's soul completely being sucked out
I agree.
of everything. And there's one of my favorite artists, Reggie Watts, went this year, and he had an Instagram post, which I think he was spot on about, just how the soul is being sucked out through the enshittification of
Well, I like that word.
of everything.
Enshittification.
Oh, you haven't heard of enshittification?
No.
Oh, there's a Wikipedia article about enshittification.
I love
Wow,
enshittification.
But yeah, there was just an
My new
overall
favorite word.
enshittification of Coachella, which ultimately comes down to they underpaid everyone. They underpaid because their excuse right now, besides there's so many people, we don't know what to do. But the main excuse is we were understaffed. I hate that. I hate that excuse so much because anytime somebody says, well, we were understaffed. No, you were not understaffed. You gave everyone a $4 pay cut from last year.
Right.
You underpaid everyone.
Right.
And they didn't show up. And the ones that did show up made sure to tell everyone, hey, everybody got a $4 pay cut last year. I'm not searching your car. I don't care if you have guns. I don't care if you have knives. Dude, they were allowing everything. I did not feel safe there because every single staffer there was reminding everybody, hey, they're cheaping out this year. There is an enshittification going on. And I fully in solidarity with those workers. I was like,
Didn't
you
you
guys
say
are
next
absolutely
year
right.
you're not going to camp? That's how unsafe
I'm
you
not
felt?
going to camp. Yeah, there's no way
And
I'll ever
you're
camp
a
again.
big white guy.
Yeah,
And
you are a
you're
big white
saying,
guy and
hey,
feeling unsafe.
I don't feel safe.
Oh yeah, I heard horror stories. Oh, some of the graffiti that was itched on the bathrooms, which by the way never got cleaned. Like you were showing up the first 5 minutes into the festival and the porta potties are not working.
Wrecked.
There's no water. Hand sanitizer, there's none of. The security guards, everybody's pissed because they're underpaid and it's hot and people.
It was pretty epically hot too. You had
was.
this weekend would have been way cooler because we had a cooling spell. Last weekend you were 100 degrees, weren't you?
Yeah. And so the car camping line made the news, and yeah, it was a disaster. But I mean, I was kind of a pro with that. I knew the way to the best way after reading, online saying, hey, go on Jefferson, don't go on Monroe. So I was able to get into my spot about 3.5 hours of waiting
some
for.
people had 12-hour waits.
Some people had
Wow.
12. Yeah, some people had 12. So I considered myself lucky on that department. But
You didn't get to sit with your group.
I was coming in with a group. I had 2 other cars. We were gonna have 3 campsites. It was gonna be a vibe, and we were next. We went in together, back to back to back, and because of the clusterfuck, they were letting cars in between us.
You weren't anywhere.
We couldn't, and then they tried to pull over. I could hear them on the phone as they got screamed at, say, "Don't pull over! You can't stop!" And like, well, where's the waiting area? Every year there's a waiting area so you can meet up with your group and then go find your
Together,
camp spot
yeah.
together. That was non-existent, and not only non-existent, dangerously, unorganized. And people just started setting up their camps in the middle of nowhere. Preferred camping lot. People paid $1,100 for these special parking spots. They were gone first. The organization was so shitty that all these people who paid $1,100 for these special parking spots couldn't get to them because there's no organization. People just started, I'm just going to park
here.
wherever. I'm here. It's just
So
such
next
a
year, your
shit
plan
show.
is you're hopefully, one of my friends who lives up there, you're hoping to just mac on their place and get a shuttle ticket.
Yeah, something like that, just
No more camping. It was just
maybe, I don't know, because there is a vibe to the camping. I liked my
it's still
setup.
too fresh right now.
It is a little too fresh, but I liked my setup. Liked my neighbors, even though they were randos. They were, I had a bachelor party next to me, so
You didn't drink nearly.
I did
as
not
much.
drink very much. No.
Too
Thursday,
hot.
yeah.
You
Well,
didn't
it was
wanna be
too
wasted.
hot, and Thursday. It's just Friday morning. I was feeling like crap because.
No water.
Well, another mistake I made was I was so excited on Wednesday night. I did my best to, eat a full meal and get some sleep, but I failed completely on both those fronts. Laying in bed until 3 a.m. being like, I can't sleep. I'm going to watch the Coachella documentary one more time. I'm going to watch A Star is Born one more time. I'm
So
going
you're
to
just overly excited.
just overly excited. So, and I was, planning, okay, well, day 0, I'll probably get in around, 2 or 3. take a nap. Just all these naive things that are never going to happen. Like, you're not going to take a nap at Coachella. It's going to be hot as hell, dude.
But
in the middle of the
overall,
afternoon.
Happy that was your big vacation for the year.
Yeah, I really liked the artists I saw. Lady Gaga killed it. Dark Side,
Did
The
you
Prodigy,
end up connecting?
Kraftwerk.
Prodigy was there too.
Prodigy,
I
yeah,
was a
that's
huge
a rare
Prodigy
act.
fan.
That's a rare act.
And then in
Yeah.
a couple weeks, we've got Cruel World.
We got Cruel World coming
I know,
up.
So
that is
I'm
exciting.
just digging out my
What's so funny
New
is,
Order
like,
T-shirt.
So, Dylan, you probably have never been to a concert like Coachella. Have you ever? You have. What kind of thing?
Oh, back in what was the ones in Chicago?
Yeah.
No, maybe not to the magnitude of Coachella.
Probably went to like some indoor festivals, right?
Yeah,
like a club
huge.
has 12,
right,
12
exactly.
in a row.
Not,
Okay.
not 100.
Because I went to Lollapalooza one year.
Yeah, I
in
didn't go to
Seattle,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's-
Lawless.
So
that's humid.
That's the closest thing to Coachella I've ever been to, and it was, I was in my early 20s, and it's like, my argument was going to be like, would you ever do this now? And I would say no, I don't think I could or would. And there are people our age that go to these things.
yeah.
And I just
Well,
don't.
They go for the gram, I think. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I see a lot of people that just, I was there, but they're not really there. You were there, Zach. You went to everything you could go. You immersed
I
yourself.
have no qualms against the people who just go for Instagram pics. They've never bothered me. You know, in fact, a lot of times I'll join them, say, "Hey, can you get a picture of me real quick?" And they're super happy to do so. I've never had a bad vibe from the influencer
How did your Luigi
crowd.
hat go over?
Just dud. Nobody cared. I had a few free so I wore a Luigi hat, which
Like an
I thought
actual
was
Luigi hat.
on
Like
the
hat
day
he
that
wears in the
Charlie
game.
played. So Charlie was playing, so everybody was wearing these bright green outfits. So did I. I dressed in all green, and I had my Luigi hat, thinking that it was going to be an army of Luigis.
Where's your Luigi? Is it in here?
My Luigi hat's in the other room, but. Yeah, no, just very few comments. Just the biggest. Where's Mario? Where's Mario? I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
And Bernie was there, but you missed Bernie.
I missed Bernie. I was watching a band called Dark Side, one of my favorite bands.
I think it was great that Bernie showed up.
I thought it was
Yeah.
cool that Bernie showed.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Because I hate to say it, but a bunch of the people at Coachella who just didn't vote because they didn't like Kamala and they didn't like their choices, that's why we're where we're at right now.
Yeah.
The non-voters is even more than the MAGAs.
I hate to say it, the person who brought the worst crowd, you could point them out every single time because they had the hats on, they had
really?
his merch
There were
on.
maggots hats on?
Not MAGA hats.
Oh.
I'm just talking about a vibe of the crowd, because I was worried about Travis Scott's crowd. Travis Scott, of course, famous for the Astroworld incident where there was a crowd crush.
Yeah.
His music is about moshing and trying to hurt people. It's not the best vibe. So I was worried about his crowd. Just a bunch of kids going to their first concert. Harmless, you want to support that. But Post Malone's crowd. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. You could tell when somebody was a Post fan. They were just waiting for Stagecoach. Oh man. They were pushy. They were rude. And they, my age or older, so they should know way better than Travis Scott fans.
Zach is ancient at 34.
And listen, I'm a bit of a Post Malone fan. I liked his, rap days. I liked it when he switched over to pop with the Circles and the Chemicals. Those good tracks. I like them. But dude, you're hanging out with Morgan Wallen now, and you are 100%.
I can't listen to Morgan Wallen anymore.
Squarely aiming for the MAGA crowd. You can't deny it. You
Maggots.
are Post.
Maggots.
He turned all of his beloved rap songs into country versions. I did not like any of them, and his crowd was just not it. And I went to see a drag queen at the Do Lab, had a good time, and then a bunch of fucking Post Malone fans come in and start talking. You can tell they're making fun, taunting, making fun of the drag queen. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks, Post Malone.
Yeah,
and
that sucks. Way to ruin the vibe of Coachella. Should be kumbaya.
And it was just-
it really should be.
I don't want to blame him that much, but like, he infamously appropriated rap music when he started his career. He has a song called White Iverson. It's a little questionable, and we all kind of supported, like, no, you don't get it. You can't, rap music's for everybody. And to completely abandon that for the MAGA the MAGA crowd is really disappointing. And the person opened for her, it was a black woman, Megan Thee Stallion, who brought out several black women. Queen Latifah.
Oh, really?
They cut her set short.
Really?
She was still singing, dancers on stage. They cut her.
Are you serious?
So we could get Post Malone.
Oh, that sucks.
Being the appropriation that he brings. Like,
talk about cancel culture there.
Yeah, that felt ugly.
Yeah, that sounds ugly.
I was there for Megan. I was much more there for Megan Thee Stallion than I was for Post Malone. Megan is a much more authentic performer than Post, in my opinion. But yeah, that was, Sunday was kind of ugly with that. Where you're like, really? You're going to shut off the
real rappers?
Yeah, the real rapper, the black woman.
Yeah.
For Post Malone, so he could do country versions.
Right
this
now,
is the world we live in, truly.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, there's been so much in the news right now. The next thing on the list we're going to talk about is this Katy Perry flight.
Stupid
She went to
space
space.
flight.
She went to
She
space.
didn't. She went to the edge of space, actually, but
just the ridiculous. Comedy people have got to really be suffering because you cannot make up satire
as
crazy
good
and crazy as what is really happening. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't even want to acknowledge that, but I've got to acknowledge it because it's just one of the many stupid things. Every day I wake up and it's like, what the dumb fuckery is going to come our way?
Yeah. I mean,
fortunately, I have my eagles to
you
watch.
have your eaglets to watch.
Oh
and
yeah, they're
that's-
getting big.
Oh,
They are
the
getting huge. They
eaglets.
look like chickens.
The big, now,
I think they're bigger than chickens.
they are. They're the size of Stella. They're a little bigger than Stella
They're
now.
the size of a cat.
Yeah,
they're
maybe
huge.
Greg. Maybe Greg sized. And Gizmo is
nobody's
finally catching
that
up.
big. Greg is a fat
Greg
cat.
is pretty bad. He's decided that winter body is perpetual body. I
Yeah.
think.
He's cut. Yeah.
It's
Perpetual
older age.
winter
I get
body.
it, man. Every year you gain a couple pounds. It used to be when you're younger, you drop them then after the winter. Now they just stay on. I sympathize with Greg.
Yeah. The
But
sad
yet-
thing is, like Raven, who used to be giving
he's so thin.
Greg a run for
Your
his money.
kitty's sickies.
Yeah, my Raven's sick. He may have cancer. We have to take him to get some blood work done on Tuesday. He is just not doing well. He's not thriving. My little boy is not thriving, and it's very
so
sad. I know. So anyway,
But eagles are good. If you haven't checked in on them, they're not good looking right now. They're at that
really scruffy.
awkward teenage kind of stage.
They look like they're molting.
They're molting. And Gizmo is catching up in size to Sunny, which is the bigger girl one, which is nice. But I'm still cautious about the whole, this is about the time a lot of the naturalists say that the one sibling will kill the other.
And all it would take is one boot out of the nest, and that's a long drop,
Yes.
and they can't fly
And
yet.
they can't fly yet. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to brace myself for that because the odds are about 50%. I did see one other naturalist say because there's such an abundance of food, I mean, they have fishes and loaves all over the place.
Yeah.
That maybe that'll preclude the sibling aside.
That
but
would be nice.
yeah, I keep rooting for little Gizmo because Gizmo's 3 days younger than Sunny, and
he's
Gizmo they say is a boy, and Sunny's a girl, and the girls
are bigger. Yeah, so he's just looks so much smaller.
yeah, but
on
it's
screen.
cool. I'm still obsessed. Still have him on my
You
laptop.
are so obsessed. You want to go up to Big Bear and see if we can
Yes,
find
you
the
can
nest.
see from the aerial camera a natural landmark, and so we're thinking one of these days maybe we do that on Easter Sunday, and we just drive up there to see if we can just get the general lay of the land. Maybe pop into the little Eagle gift store. I think I deserve a little
Something
Jackie
Eagle.
or Shadow stuffy.
Plushy.
The other thing this week, we played Mahjong last week, and we're kind of like,
Casey couldn't even remember half the rules.
half the rules.
We haven't been playing that
and
much.
our favorite YouTubers and podcasters, the Holderness family, did a little skit on Mahjong, and American Mahjong is a different style.
Yeah,
of
my friend
scoring.
came out to visit, and she was like, "Oh, you play Mahjong?" And I was like, "Yeah, which
We
version
play
are you
Hong
playing?"
Kong.
And we play Hong Kong, and they all play American Mahjong, which is much harder to learn, which is why
It's a
we
card.
learned
Every year they
Hong
come out with a
Kong.
card which has custom hands, and
You have
so
to memorize this card.
you
and
have to
I'm
buy
not
the
good at it.
cards.
Yeah.
And people are very weird about not posting what they are. So I just went ahead and I bought the 4 cards. It was like $10. And so we have them, and we're thinking that might be something to get our little brains working. But I haven't really studied my card yet. I could see
I think
where
we have to do a whole YouTube thing.
There's
to
probably
watch,
another
'cause there's
YouTube.
all sorts of things. You get to use the wild cards. There's
the
so
jokers.
much. There's a lot of differences, and right now our weather's been wishy-washy, and that's the worst pain for me is when it goes.
And
back
I've got
forth.
my new job, which is
Yes.
taxing me
It's not a
mentally.
good-
I'm like
it's not a good
physically
time.
and mentally exhausted.
Aren't you?
at the
I
end
just
of the
feel like
day.
I couldn't possibly shove another thing into my brain right
I'll
now.
tell you, having the strength things scheduled and for how much money I paid has been a good thing, because if I hadn't paid the amount of money I paid, there are several times this week I would have said, hell no, am I going at 3:45
You
to
would have
go
done what I did this week. It
lift
was
weights
fucking
and do
nothing.
an hour of exercise. I dragged my sorry little self to this. I was happy after I did it. Was sore as all get out because we've really started incorporating weight, but it was just I was dead. I was dead, and then I came home and it's like jammies on and check out.
I feel like every day this week I would get up and I'd be like, today I'm going to ride. Today I'm going to get on the bike. And every day this week by 10 o'clock the weather would shift and I'd be like, I can't move.
It was a weird because it was like,
a really
it's gonna
weird.
rain, it's gonna rain. Oh,
Nope,
no rain.
it's
And
not
then
gonna rain.
oh, it just rained. Oh, it didn't.
Yeah.
It's been a
and
weird.
it didn't rain
And it was-
enough and it's
This time last week we were at the spa at South Coast celebrating Miranda's promotion.
and it was like 80 degrees
and it was
or
like
70.
close to 90 degrees.
Yeah, 90, yeah.
We were like in tank tops, and
We got
right
dogs
now
fighting.
I am wearing a turtleneck sweater, and we're gonna go for pho after we
Yeah,
record
it's like
this.
soup weather.
We're going for
definitely soup
I
weather.
hadn't told Zach we're doing pho instead of rosatis. Now you heard that. You want rosatis instead? Okay, we're
we
still
can do
open.
rosatis. I'm fine.
Cheese.
We just were thinking soup. We both love soup.
The other great thing was, once again, if we don't plan it, it don't happen, is we did go see a couple weeks ago in LA the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child play.
It was such a great
Pantages Theater. If you ever have a chance to go there.
And go see anything at
Anything.
Pantages Theater. Like go see a movie when they have, because I think they run.
The architecture, made in the late, 1929.
Yeah.
So,
Or early 30s.
yeah,
I can't
just,
remember. But it's like Art Deco and it has all these statues. It's the coolest place.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tin ceiling and all of the molding work. Oh my God. The architecture alone is worth just going into that theater. And then the play was so cool.
Yeah.
Like the transitions.
The boys weren't quite as into it as we were because they're not like.
Oh, Casey loved it.
Elle's a Harry Potter
I'm a Harry
head,
Potter
and I'm
addict.
like right behind her. But like Ed was looking at me like, "Who's that?"
But
What's
he didn't.
that?
Casey watched all the movies, read all the books with me.
Okay.
He knows it. Yeah,
And it seamlessly followed the story. It like you could see it. It wasn't like forced.
yeah,
And
it's just
the visual and the sets,
yes, everything about it
absolutely
was so
amazing.
cool.
Absolutely
I'd
amazing.
have
The
loved-
polyjuice transformation.
So I'm going to try to describe this. So, you know, when they disapparate in the movies, there's this like flourish of
capes.
or when they like when the Death Eaters disappear and go into flight, there's this flourish of capes. Every transition was the same way. Like the guys would come out to move the furniture and they would flourish their capes in sort of the
And
same
with
way.
the lighting on the satin
Yes.
cape and
It
just
was so, and the sound, they even had the sound.
and we didn't have the greatest seats.
Yeah, we did not.
were
I thought we were closer.
all the way to the back, and it was still great. I would go see it again up close.
closer. Yeah, I kind of wish we
Love
had gotten
that.
better
Love
better
that.
seats.
The
But
bitch of it was the drive, of course.
Yeah.
The drive there, not so bad. Had to pay a biblical amount of money for parking.
Yep.
The drive home, kind of exhausting.
But I thought it was kind of fun because the other thing that's great about the Pantages Theater is it's right down on the Walk of Fame,
Walk
so
of
you
Fame.
can walk around on the Walk of Fame. We went and had a
we
burger.
went and had burgers, and the burgers were surprisingly cheap.
Right.
The burgers were less than if we bought a burger here.
Yes. And then after the play, we stopped at this very famous pie shop that's right by the pie. Had delicious pie, and the pie was cheaper than anything cheaper than
our
swinging.
bill was like 16, 17
it
bucks.
was $6.
That was
I
really
think $6
surprising.
for a piece of pie, and it's been like $8 or $9 for a piece of pie anywhere else we've gone. So we were shocked by the
That
prices.
was an amazing day. I wish we
had a
could
great
repeat
day.
that one.
I wish we
once
could
a month.
repeat that day.
Seriously.
Yeah.
The other fun thing we started doing was the place I'm strength training has two individuals who are professional dancers there, and they decided to, on Monday nights, for only
$100.
$100 for 6 lessons on Mondays for like just a little over an hour, I think it was. They're teaching us different dances. So we
Ballroom
went to
dancing.
our first class on Monday night. The negative to it is it doesn't start until 7:30, was it?
Oh my God, it's so late.
It's past our bedtime for our school night.
way past my
But we still
bedtime.
went, and I had a lot of fun. We did cha-cha and waltz for our first night. Ed and I look like absolute, white people can't dance kind of thing.
We all do.
But we're like looking forward to practicing, and I enjoyed myself. It was about an hour and 15 minutes.
And it's going to be I guess they're going to do two different dances every Monday night, and we're doing it for 6
at the end of the night. They do the dance perfectly, and you video it, and so I video it, and then we have that to like work off of.
Although, have you practiced? I haven't practiced.
I see Ed doing the little shuffle.
Oh, we haven't done.
I found waltz way easier than cha-cha.
We did the waltz. We took waltz lessons on a ship, one of our cruises, and Casey didn't remember any of it. I'm like, don't you remember this? I totally remember this. Like, and how many times have I learned the waltz though? So I mean, I've learned it
so
times.
Again, something to fill. And it was a Monday night, and it was another one of those things because I did strength training. So I went to work Monday, did my strength training, got home, and I'm like, oh, why did I freaking sign up for this? But once I got going, I was really happy I did it.
Yeah.
And it's just the kinetic energy versus potential energy, and what's going to get me going.
I did not move after that for the whole week. That was the last time I moved this week. I really thought this week was like, because I'm training up to do this Century ride in Santa Fe in May, and both Casey and I are concerned that we're not going to be able to do it. And now with Raven being sick, I'm not even sure we're going to go. But still, I mean, I'm just not doing anything. I'm not exercising, and it's a bummer.
Yeah, because I'm glad that I paid for my thing because it kept me going, and I bought the at-home TRX when it was on sale, and so in between some meetings, I'm just at least doing some of that. But otherwise I'd be in the same boat as you. It's I get done with the day, I'm like, oh my God, all I want to do is just curl up into a ball.
Yep.
It'll get better.
I'm just living on my heating pad. I have a red light therapy pad and a hot pad, and I just live on them. Watching a lot of TV, which brings us to our next.
So that's another thing is I read an article recently that talked about psychologists saying that particularly now we have a lot of people dealing with some depression, that watching movies or shows that you've seen before is actually a form of therapy and is comforting because you know what to expect and your body like has the reaction you had to it initially. So I know you just recently started rewatching Stephen King's The Stand.
I rewatched all of The Stand. I rewatched the first season of 1923, and now I'm on to the second season. I rewatched the first two seasons of Yellow Jackets, and now I'm on to this.
Oh, Yellow Jackets!
Third season of Yellow Jackets.
We pimped it out last time for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets. It continues to shock and awe.
It's so gross, but the
so
soundtrack
gross.
is so amazing, and it's just like it's so Gen X, and then it's also just so wrong.
Yes, wrong. Like
really,
as you heard last time, it's like they resorted to the eating of each other way too
early.
You weren't that desperate.
You weren't that starving yet.
But 1923, I will say, without giving anything away.
Yeah, don't give it away because I'm only on like this third.
So the series ender of 1923 should win an Emmy. It is the most action-packed, intense episode of a series I've seen in a long time, probably since like the series ender of Breaking Bad. Exceptional. Harrison Ford does a great job. Helen Mirren.
The cast is so good in that. Like everybody that's in
yes.
it. And it's funny.
I like it better than Yellowstone.
Alex, I just texted my friend Ona yesterday because something about Alex reminds me of my friend Ona, because I knew Ona back when we were in our early 20s, and that is approximately how old I think she is, this Alex.
Yeah.
And like something about her, the set of her eyes and the way she laughs, and there's something about her that reminds me of Ona. So I had to text Ona last night and say, hey, are you watching 1923? Because this girl reminds me so much of you.
And The Last of Us restarted up. So
I don't have the channel yet.
The first bit, and then the opening episode is framed 5 years from the time the first series ends. I don't know, Zach, did you watch the first episode of Last of Us?
No, but I've followed the video game storyline, so I'm kind of familiar with what I think you're talking about.
So I'm kind of like, all right, where's this gonna go? So I have high hopes. But another series that I'm loving, which seems so goofy, but I think again the acting is what does it, is the redo of Matlock.
Loved it. With Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates.
Who doesn't love Kathy Bates?
And
I mean, come on, she's awesome.
It's just good. I love it.
She's definitely on the Ozempic, though.
Oh yeah, she's come out.
Definitely
she's
done the
amped.
Ozempic.
Yeah, she lost about 80 some pounds.
But she looks great. She is entertaining.
It's a good show. The plot line is good.
Yes, I'm really
And
enjoying it. I like all the characters. It's I
highly
really
recommend
it.
Matlock. And then another series, which there's both a British and an American
I
version.
like the British version better, but
Yeah, we have more episodes of the American. Is Ghosts.
Yeah.
It's half an hour episodes.
So fun.
No name actors, but they're so good. The plot lines are awesome. And just
It's
watch.
funny.
You want to feel good, watch
I should
Ghosts.
preface that I actually like the ghosts in the British version, but I like the main two characters, I think, in the American version better. The couple.
Okay, the couple,
Yeah.
the Indian and the white woman.
Yeah. I kind of like them better. I don't know. I like them both. They're both really good
Both
for different reasons.
Very, very well done.
That was another show that I just rewatched that has both a British version and an American version.
With the vampire,
with
werewolf,
the vampire, the
and,
werewolf, and the
and Zack. What's the name of the show? The two, they're so she's a ghost.
the roommates. She's a ghost,
and they and he's a vampire, and the other guy's a
my God.
werewolf, and they all
Being
live
human.
together.
Being
yes,
human.
being human.
Yeah, so there is a British version of that, which is also very good, and I just rewatched the American version, which is awesome. So yeah,
But
great show.
highly recommend watching some of the new
So
shows.
it's funny that you mentioned the watching things over again. I am watching things over again a lot right now. Normally I don't. I'm not that big of a fan of rewatching shows.
It brings you comfort.
I must be bringing me a lot of comfort, and I need it because I am rewatching so many shows right now.
So we've gone on a lot of things here. Our theme for today is we tried it, and it's really because buying shit is bringing us another form of comfort in this insane reality. So I know personally, not that I bought big item things, but I've been trying things, and especially
You've been trying a lot of stuff. That's
you know
been
me.
good for
If
me.
it's got a 60-day unconditional money back guarantee, I will try it.
There's a pair of jeans I want to buy online that keeps popping up on Facebook.
What brand?
What are they called? They're really cute. They're really low waistline, which is good for me because then the fupa can just plop over. And they have like a little drawstring.
Oh, I've seen it. Flamingo.
It is flamingo. I think it is flamingo.
I almost want to buy them too.
I want to buy it. So there's
you
a
know
white.
What? I will buy a pair because I think we're similar size. I was going to
think
order
so,
like
yeah.
a 4.
I don't think they're
whatever the
fours.
size.
It's like small, medium, large.
So they look really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
they looked
it
really
kinda
cool. So I
hangs
wanted the
somewhat-
white, and I want like the standard denim, and I want to try because
And I was thinking of the khaki.
they didn't have a khaki.
I thought they had a khaki. That's one. At least my Instagram's been pimping this out at me.
Maybe it's not the same one because the one I have doesn't. If they have a khaki, I would want the khaki.
Yeah. All right.
for
so
sure.
We'll order a couple pair because then we can get the shipping discount.
Yeah.
So a lot of shopping. So we thought today
I'm surprised
to
you like those
load.
because those are really low waisted and that
But
doesn't
it
seem your
had
ish.
almost like a sweatband waistband though.
Oh no, those are not the same.
Oh, then
This
maybe
is
we're a little
it's
different.
super just like a little drawstring.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'll have to find it.
I'll
on
show you my picture.
Yeah, I'll
So
show
I've
you
been buying
yours
a
if
lot
you
of
show
stuff,
me mine.
and some to solve actual problems I have right now, like crepey skin, and others because they were marketed to me, and I'm like, I'll try anything with a discount.
Okay.
So my first thing that I bought was
Which you've been trying to get me to try on, and
yes,
I
I'm
need
going to
try
give
it.
you one today.
Yeah.
So it's a tank top that has the built-in bra
Boobage.
and pads and what have you from a company called Chic Me.
Very cute.
Very cute, and super supportive, and it's going to be, I was telling Elle, I ordered the 3-pack and it was like 3 of them for $60. I ordered like a
Did
beige,
they have any
a
other
white, and black.
colors?
They have tons of colors.
Oh, do they? Okay, because
They have
that was
other
I went on Classy, which was the tank tops I bought
the
that I really,
previous ones
really
I liked.
liked.
And I like these better
The
than
bamboo.
Classy.
And I went back to buy more of them, and the problem is I have all the colors. Like it's like black, blue,
Yeah,
white,
staples.
and like
No, they have other.
Okay.
They have other colors. I just ordered the beige, white, and black as staples, and I love them. I initially ordered a small. It came. It fit, but I'm like, if I want to wear these by themselves, I'd prefer them to not be so tight.
Right,
So I
right.
did the whole exchange thing. It took a little longer than I
I
wanted.
like the neckline on yours better than
Yes.
the Classy because the Classy's a little
Solid.
low for me, and I don't
Love
it's
'em,
not an
priced
area I
right.
like to show off,
Right. Winds up being about $20 a tank top.
which is cheaper than the
But
Classy.
like for summer, so like the other day when we went to the spa, I basically had 2 things on. I had a top that had a built-in bra. I had a skirt that had a built-in bike short. I literally had 2 pieces of clothing. Shouldn't be playing strip poker because 2 hands and I would have been naked.
And you're out.
But from a summer perspective,
That's a great
exactly
outfit.
what you want.
Yes, exactly.
Or if you're traveling.
Well,
it's
when
like,
you go to the spa and you have your swimsuit and you have all this stuff,
this
it's like so
crap.
great to just throw on 2 pieces of clothing. It's like a one and done.
Yeah.
Like I have dresses that have the built-in bra, and then it's
Yeah,
like
the
all you need are
shorts, some of those Title
all you need
IX
is some
ones.
undersummers, and you're good. Yeah.
So highly recommend, try the
Undersummers,
like I said, I've
by the
tried
way,
Classy. I've tried
important.
Yes.
Undersummers, I think we've mentioned
OGL.
them.
I've tried a lot of these with the built-ins, and being a little chestier than you, it's always been kind of a hit or miss because like if the pads aren't the right size, then it looks awkward. These are great, and I'm curious to see if you'll think it's too much, whatever. You got to try them on.
I like
Medium
the
is
classies
what I
because they
wear.
do have so much padding on them. I do
Yeah,
like a
there
little
is
bit of.
no headlights happening with these things.
I like that.
The other thing which I now have gotten you and Miranda
I'm
to
addicted.
buy that I've got to give 5-star review to. Matter of fact, I posted a review today and I actually posted pictures with it because I'm
I
like,
should post
people need
pictures
to
too.
know this.
I
It's
wish
a-
I had it before because I was so dry. Like you could see the little outline of my
cracks.
horrible skin, even though I still have
So
horrible
the company's
age spots.
called Beauty from Bees, and it is all natural. It's a woman-owned company. Their bottles are recycled plastic. They're moderately priced, and above all, the shit works.
It works.
Their moisturizing lotion really minimizes crepe.
Yeah.
You're not going to get rid of crepe. Any of these things that say, be glossy or that Maylee stuff, crepey skin isn't just going to go away.
No, you
just
can't
like
get rid of
cellulite doesn't go away,
Right.
but you can minimize what it looks like.
I have the driest skin, and I have tried prescription. I have tried everything, and nothing. I mean, like the Eucerin that Casey thinks is too thick, and Casey has dry
Yeah.
skin. Like he's like, oh, that's too thick. It just never dries out. This stuff actually works. And yes,
Amazing.
there is a drying out period that you need. Like
Yeah, you're
before
a
you-
little glossy for a while, but
Yeah.
some people,
I go to bed with it on.
yeah,
I like
weightlifter gloss going. Fabulous. I want to
Excellent.
turn it
And
around.
smells good.
Yeah,
Smells
you can
good.
choose your scent, but the scents are all so mellow. I love the vanilla. Miranda liked
I have
the
vanilla.
orange.
It has a little bit of a patchouli-ish scent to it, which I don't like, but
I haven't really noticed that.
yeah, it's just a hint of, there must be something in the oil,
They have
whatever
a
oil
gloss.
they're
They
using.
have one that's got some light shimmer to it, sparkle. So that's a smaller container. I wound up buying the ginormous.
I'm gonna
pump
end up
one,
buying the big-
And I just sit there and every day I'm like pump, slather myself.
because I'm going to
up.
go through it.
I'm
pretty
going to try
quickly.
their hair care. So they just sent
Oh,
me because I
interesting.
posted a review with a picture. They gave me a coupon. Oh, you know me. I'm going to try their hair care because I'm like, everything about it. You read the ingredients. They're all things you can pronounce. They're straightforward with it.
Yeah, I think you could eat it. It's like it's that good a
Oh, and then
product.
Rory always licks lotion off of me. This is not toxic.
Right.
So I put away all my Bath and Body lotions, and I am a Beauty from Bees.
Loving the beauty
lotion
from
girl.
bees. Yep.
And
With you on that
Miranda,
one.
same thing. Brett's got cracked heels. He did all that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where did you get this? This is the greatest stuff."
Yeah.
So, if I could endorse anything more,
Yeah, this is,
I couldn't.
You know,
Beauty from Bees.
she buys a lot of stuff, and some of it, like the eyelash shit. I'm on a new eyelash shit, by the way, that is also not working. Eyelash shit doesn't work on me. I don't know why. I just am cursed to have short, stubby blonde eyelashes. But so you try a lot of stuff that works on you, and then half the time doesn't work on me.
This is something.
This is something that
Both
works
you and
on
Miranda
both of
are
us.
like-
And Miranda, yeah. And it's like, we love it. It's awesome. Even when you were in the pool, we got out of the pool after being in the pool for like 45 minutes, and you could still see it kind of glistening on your your arms. Yeah. It was
and
pretty
it's
amazing.
from bees.
And it's not super expensive or anything.
Speaking of bees, so I still have my honey problem. We did have a bee
you
guy
have a
come
honey
out.
problem. Wish I had a honey problem. You have a bee problem.
Bee problem in the wall. We had a guy come out and he gave us a quote to do it, and he basically said, "Yeah, until I remove it and spray the anti pheromone stuff, you're going to constantly have bees moving in." And he was going to charge us about $3,000 by the time the wall came down and rebuilt and did that. And quite honestly, we've decided that is it really so bad?
It's not that inconvenient.
So I have my light thing. I put a bowl under it, and maybe I get some honey. Now, it may turn bad.
I do think you should look for some pheromone stuff to spray up around the entrance, because maybe that would help.
But I'm
just
not. I'm
keep
not
them
gonna. I'm
checking
not gonna do
in.
anything
You don't
about it.
You don't care if they check
If
in
I
and
was
check
selling
out.
my house,
Yeah.
I'd probably, because there'd be something I have to disclose. Otherwise, we're just going to live and let live for right now. I may regret this on future updates, but we've consciously
I think that's
decided
kind,
to live
because
and let
we
live.
ended up having to kill bees, which is so anti us and Casey.
I know.
It's like
It
so
bre-
not
it
Casey.
Still to this day breaks your heart.
It breaks my heart because they were up in the we would have to take the roof off the house. That was how embedded
Ours
they
is
were.
a whole 2-story wall and has to come down.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad. thing.
So I am loving bees in life and in lotion.
Yes. We love bees.
So the other device, which was totally marketed and an Instagram type thing, I
You
think
haven't
it's
even told
even
me about this
TikTok
one
shop.
yet.
So it's that device, you probably have seen it, where it takes your split ends. So a lot of times part of the reason your hair looks funny is you get like minor split ends here and there, and you normally get it's just a general trim, but a general trim will only knock down the split ends off of where the length is. But sometimes your hair breaks up
above.
and
Yeah.
if you have layers, this is a device that you literally put on and you drag, and at first you're like, what the hell, I'm gonna be bald, and then it just nips off all the ends of your hair. I don't know, I think it was the middle of the night, maybe I'd been drinking, I ordered it, and I even thought, okay, I'm going to use it on my extension piece, so if it does rip the shit out of it,
Who cares,
it sits
right?
on the extension piece. Problem solved. It works great.
Huh.
It is amazing. It really does smooth your hair. I gave it to Miranda. She said the same thing. She's like, I ain't trying this because she doesn't have extension. I'm like, Miranda, I did. And I even grabbed a piece of my hair and I did it and showed her. And she's like, okay. She used it and went, oh, wow. So the split end trimmer that you see, it's about $45.
I was going to say your hair looks really good right now. So I don't
It's
know.
because it
Is it the stupid little trimmer?
It's the stupid
That's
trimmer.
crazy. Yeah.
So
It looks really healthy, I
when
should
you
say.
see it and you're like, okay, that's bullshit. It actually isn't. It works.
Wow.
And you use it like every 3 months. They recommend
And this was
to do
popped up on an Insta?
it. It was. I'd seen, and then once I clicked through on one,
God, you
I
are
kept getting
such
it.
an addict.
I kept
You're an
getting
Insta
it,
addict.
and I thought, okay, as soon as one offered up a guarantee, I'm like, all right, I'll buy it. And what's the worst that could happen? Knowing that I could do it on my extension piece. It works. Miranda loves it. She's borrowed it, so we're just going to trade amongst ourselves.
Okay.
Split end trimmer gets a thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up. Okay.
It's not the raging 5 stars that Beauty and Beast gets, but it's still fab.
Okay.
I'm going to bring it and show it to Taylor next time I go. Like, have you seen these things?
Yeah, like she could sell them.
Because you can pay for it, and the way they do it naturally is they take your hair and they wrap it around something, and then as it's like going, they do this.
Oh, I
you
get
can
it,
pay for that kind of cut at a hair salon, and it costs a fortune because it's very time consuming.
Right.
This kind of does that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The other thing I think I mentioned on the last call, and I've got one sitting here, is my new favorite
you're loving this.
all-time water bottle. Miranda and I both have it. It's by a company called Reduce, and it's got a handle. It's got the built-in silicone straw. This thing is fabulous.
I think
It's
I might do
cheap.
those as my client gifts this year.
And like this is
Because I
a
have labels, I could just smack
yeah,
a label on there.
$20. I didn't bring my both of soup one. My other one has a sticker on it. It's $20. Get out of the whole Stanley and all that stuff. This is an actual water bottle that does everything a water bottle should do. It fits in cup holders.
It doesn't
keeps
spill,
it cold. It
which is
doesn't
huge.
spill.
Yeah, I have the spillage problem
Yeah.
with all of
Silicone
mine.
straw.
I like it.
Because
Yep.
Miranda likes chewing on a straw. Highly recommend Reduced Water Bottle. You can get them on Amazon. I think you can order them straight from the company. Really cool colors.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Yeah, nice.
Next one is you.
Yeah. So I have incredibly dry everything, but dry, except my Nether region. But dry lips. I have dry lips.
Not those lips.
Not those lips, but the other lips. My facial lips. And when I bike, it's even worse because I'm wiping my hand across the sweat, and I'm just chronically have peeling dry lips. So on the bike, I need sunscreen. I need a sunscreen lip balm, and I, believe it or not, have tried every freaking lip balm there
I've
is.
tried every lip gloss and lip gloss. She has tried every lip balm.
Every lip balm that is a sunscreen. And lip balms that are sunscreen suck. They tend to taste bad. They come off right away. They're too waxy.
The pigment is wrong.
The pigment's wrong. Well, so this, and then Dylan, a valid point is that you also want to have a tint on. So I was carrying a sunscreen and a lip gloss, color, so that we'd
we don't
stop.
look dead.
We'd stop at a winery and I'd have to put on both, whatever. So this is Neutrogena tinted lip sunscreen.
And where'd you get it? Amazon?
Amazon. And I had Googled, to see, because it's also moisturizing lip, and it's tinted, and it's a great color for me and Miranda. Not sure if you like it, but
They
Miranda
probably
and I
have
love
different
it.
shades. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, they might have different shades, but it's a nice sort of plummy color for me. It's not super dark.
Because like you
so-
bought the super group version of it, and the color wasn't
the
quite
color
right
was
for you,
sucky
Miranda.
for me, and I think
And
I gave it to
gave
you.
to me.
Yeah. So I love this. It's very moisturizing. It's good. I lost the one that I had, and now I have to find a new one. So,
and I think because Neutrogena, was it $6-7 a
yeah,
tube?
it's cheap. Yeah,
It's
super cheap.
You can have them everywhere.
Yes. So that's my
gets a 5-star
recommendation.
from you?
Yes, the 5-star Neutrogena tinted lip balm. Okay, and the next one's me as well.
Yes.
Okay, so you all know I have been battling with the last 10 pounds, 10, 15 pounds forever. A friend of mine who has cystic fibrosis reached out because she also knows I have Hashimoto's, I have pain, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so she reached out and she was like, hey, have you ever heard of Unicity? I don't know if you say Unicity.
Did I spell it right on my little spreadsheet?
No, it's
here?
it's like Unicity. So UNI City. And she sent me all these videos to watch, and one of them was all
It's
about
kind of like Plexus, right? I mean, it's an MLM company.
It's an MLM company.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's not super MLM-y. I don't know what they're
Not sold in stores. Gotta
not
buy
sold
from
in
them.
stores. Got to buy it from them. The person that referred you gets a discount. Yada yada yada. So a little MLM-y, but not super. Anyway, so she sent me. I watch all these videos. There was one that was a whole woman who is a autoimmune specialist who really talked about intermittent fasting. So basically the gist is it's intermittent fasting, which we all know is very good for you, right? Supposed to help with diabetes, supposed to help with autoimmune disease, yada, yada, yada. Well, I have tried intermittent fasting for years, and I've always had kind of a 8-hour window. 8-hour window does not cut it with real.
You need to go over 12.
You need to go 16. So 16-hour window is a lot of fasting. And some people can do this because they don't eat breakfast. Well, I'm a big breakfast eater. So that means my window starts, I quit eating at 5 o'clock in order to eat at 9 o'clock the next morning.
We're recording right now earlier in the day because we
I
want to
have to
go
be able
eat
to eat.
afterwards, and Elle's witching hour is 5.
Right. And so I've always run into that, like, okay, I'm done eating at 5 o'clock. And then I get the hungries, before I go to bed. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't make it. Or I'm so hungry for breakfast, I start eating breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've always struggled with this. Well, so this Unicity, it's 2 different beverage packages, and I've never been one to drink my calories. So this has hardly any calories.
It just mixes with water.
You mix it with water. So the first drink is, I like the flavor it's a lemon and ginger. So it's real sour, which I love. And it's supposed to have a little bit of GLP-1 help to it. So it doesn't break your fast. You drink it first thing in the morning, like people drink coffee. I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. So this is good for me. And you can drink it hot or cold. I drink it cold. And so I drink that in the morning, and then I eat my regular breakfast, and I eat my regular lunch, and sometimes I have dinner. And then they have another one, and sometimes I drink 2 of them in a day if I'm really feeling like I need
And what
a
are they,
second
about
one.
$3 a packet?
I thought it was $60, or I thought it was $200 per month, but it was actually 2 months, so $100 a month ish.
Okay, and that's assuming you drink 1 a day, or
That's
2?
assuming you drink 2 of the ginger, and then there's the fruity Metamucil. So the Metamucil-y thing that you drink in the evening, I don't know what all is in that, but it tastes pretty good, and
Fills you up.
it fills you up, so you don't feel hungry. In fact, I'm so full sometimes I'm like, I couldn't eat another bite.
Right.
But it is keeping me within my 16-hour
And
fast.
you're down now, you're 7
7
pounds.
pounds. I've lost 7 pounds, almost like 10 pounds, but like it varies depending on the day or whatever. If I was working out every day, I would definitely be down 10 pounds. But because I did
So
nothing,
you're going to stick with this.
I'm going to stick with it. One, because
Got to give anything 90 days.
you got to give it 90 days. And also, if you read the research on intermittent fasting, it's supposed to be good for everything. It is supposed to be really good for balancing your sugar and your hormones and all this shit. And
Not
while-
just an age thing either. We're focused because we're older, but Miranda does it.
Right. Yeah.
I think, Zach, you've even started to try a little bit of that, right? You're trying not to be such a snacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the miracle cure of all cures. Now, do I feel any better? No, but it is the winter, and it's so hard for me to determine how I feel this time of year because I feel like shit all the time. And I just had my doctor's appointment, and she is concerned with the amount of cottage cheese I'm eating because whey is a huge
But that's a big source of your protein
inflammatory.
because you don't eat meat.
I'm battling with this one.
Cheese. The power of cheese.
The power of
compels us.
cheese compels me. I don't know what to do about that. She's supposed to be putting me on something.
So what does she recommend as a substitute then? Legumes?
Yeah.
Beans?
I hate beans. I'm not a bean fan. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to ignore her on this because I'm doing so well with the diet side. I'm like, I finally have figured out I'm not starving. I don't feel like I'm hungry. I don't feel like I'm craving a lot of food. I feel really good as far as my diet, and I feel really good as far as losing weight goes.
Yeah. It's
So
ticking the boxes.
I just can't get the pain under control. And she did prescribe something for me that I haven't been able, because it's coming from a compounding pharmacy and yada, yada, yada. So I have no idea if that's going to do anything or not. It's something for autoimmune. It's supposed to help with the autoimmune factor. But anyway, so Unicity. And if anybody needs a link, because I guess I can send you a link, or I can,
we'll put a link.
You can Google it. Yeah.
So we got a bunch of things, but we're going long on
we're
time. So I'm
getting
going to
long.
kind of skip around here. You've seen us recommend, so far we've been yes on things. I'm going to give a no.
Okay.
Well, I know thing is I bought this called Ourea, Ourea, skin illuminating carotenoid vitamins.
Ah, okay.
They're supposed to, one, give you a healthy glow. It's like each tablet is the equivalent of 10 carats.
Okay.
So in addition to giving you a healthy glow, it's also supposed to make you look tanner, naturally tanner. Like you turn your skin more olive.
Oh, I've seen the ads for that. Yeah.
Does shit.
Okay.
I've been doing it for 90 days. They claim that in 2 weeks you'll notice. I've been doing it for almost 90 days. No difference.
I also feel like, do I really want to introduce any more into my liver?
Yeah.
Like, I take so many fucking pills every day. I do not want to take another pill. I keep seeing these like, ooh, tanner pills. But
fail.
Okay, fail. Okay.
Not cheap. But they had a, try for 90 days. So, and they were really good. I said, did not work. And they gave me my money back on those. But
Okay.
those were a fail. This one is a little weird one. It just came a couple days ago. I love eggs, but I love my eggs to either be I'm not a hard yolk person.
I'm not a hard yolk person
I
either.
love a soft boiled egg. Is
love a
like
soft-boiled egg.
heaven to me. I mean, I'll do a hard
well
boiled egg, but
poached,
it's got to be
perfectly poached egg. Yeah, it's like,
or one that has just the center isn't fully hard. So I don't know. Maybe I said something in front of my phone, but one of these times it recommended an egg steamer.
ah,
And I thought, egg steamer? Okay, I'll try it. Of course, Amazon had one. It was 10 freaking bucks. I'm like, I'll try it. Doesn't work. I'll mail it back. Oh my God, this is my new favorite household appliance. Even Ed was like, this is awesome. I'm to the point now, where has this been all my life? It is the
Really?
greatest freaking device, and it steams the eggs. The little thing comes, you poke a hole in the top if this is... Best damn thing. I'll show it to you downstairs.
egg cooker. It's
an
called
egg
steamer. Okay.
Mine holds 7 eggs. You can buy one that holds fewer than 7. I did the 7 eggs, big spender, $10 or whatever it was. And I'm going to use this thing every day. Yesterday I made seven eggs. Ed came home. He's like, oh, I'm going to make egg salad. I'm going to do this. Want a soft-boiled egg. It's just all about the amount of water you put in. It does it. Whenever I would make hard-boiled eggs or soft-boiled eggs, I always felt like I was wasting so much energy too. You got the stove on. You got the
Yes,
water
yeah.
boiling. Yada, yada.
And then
Oh, you
half
got-
the time they stick to the shell.
you gotta get the eye, yeah. Then they're not peeling right. You lose half the egg, and eggs are worth their weight in gold now.
Yeah.
So wasting the eggs. This thing is awesome. Highly recommend it. If you love eggs, get yourself a freaking egg steamer, and you will not regret it.
Okay.
And then I'm trying new detergent sheets. I know you're a big detergent sheet person.
No, I'm the detergent. They're organic pods.
Oh,
I'm the
okay.
Organic pods.
I'm using these sheets because less water.
drops. Mine are called drops.
Drops.
They're all
Okay.
in. They come in very good packaging. Although they used to. Now they colored their packaging. They came in plain cardboard. Now they come in colored packaging. So I don't know.
I'm using these ones called Freddy, and they came highly. I'm
I
liking
used
them.
sheets at one point, and they totally did not react with
These
my
Freddy
skin.
ones
They were
are-
not good for my skin.
Are good. I can give you a couple samples of Freddy sheets and see. Nice scents. I don't
happy
know,
with-
Zach, when
I'm
you've done
happy
your
with my
laundry, are you
pods.
still using the old pods we had? You haven't tried Freddy yet? Yeah, so Zach hasn't washed his laundry in Freddy, but I'm liking the Freddy sheets, and they've gotten rid of a couple of nasty stains on things where while sitting on the couch, I've dropped some penne pasta right on the white shirt. Didn't pre-treat it and forgot
Oh, they
about it.
worked. Okay.
And it worked.
Good to
So,
know.
Freddy detergent sheets.
All right.
And then last but not least, I'll mention a Shark Tank item, which I fell prey to. Something called Snarky Tea. And I don't even think I've shared with you Snarky Tea.
I've heard of it though.
And I bought a bunch of Snarky Tea, and I'm loving it. I am completely off drinking the fruit juice. I have not let soda in our house for a long time because it's making my husband round. and it's just
Poor
bad
Ed.
for his kidney
Poor
stones.
Ed. Yeah, it's not good for it.
And so I
Anyway.
just brew them in my little mason jars. It's got like a little system, and they have a bunch of great flavors. Right now, my favorite is like cherry vanilla, and they have a whole bunch of great flavors. And I just I have a little mason jar and a big one, so I have my 2 different flavors.
Nice.
I am on that. I sweeten it with honey. Fabulous.
All good.
Loving that. So I think that covers.
Yeah.
We'll save the other
We'll
products
save some
for
stuff,
some
yeah.
other time. So popping on down to what am I doing here?
You're not You're popping up.
Popping down.
I think we're
popping
going
up.
on to
Drink of the show that we're enjoying. This was your
yes.
recommendation.
So because we were watching 1923, they go into a bar and they were like, what are the rich people drinking? And he
Gin
says,
Prohibition.
Gin Rickeys for the men and Bee's Knees for the ladies. So
We went with a Gin Ricky. Only so Gin Ricky is gin, sparkling water, and lime juice. I added some flair because you know me, I love a little flair.
I don't like to talk about my flair.
I like talking about my flair.
You do.
I added some passion fruit syrup, and then a slice of passion fruit.
It was
And
delicious.
It is the right amount of tangy and sweet.
Yes.
Loving our traditional Gin Ricky with a little bit of flair.
Yes.
And the soup of the show, because this week has kind of been a soupy kind of week,
Soupy day, yeah.
is green chili enchilada
Ooh,
soup.
where'd
And
you
it-
come up with that one? That was not my
I was-
recommendation, but I would like a bowl.
Gotta love ChatGPT and Gemini when you kind of put in there, I'm thinking about a soup, tell me about a soup, and it's, it's
Because we love us some green enchiladas.
Yes,
Every time we
we
go
love
to a Mexican
enchilada
restaurant,
verde.
we get enchiladas.
and it's
verdes,
basically like an enchilada in a bowl.
yum.
So this is a soup I'm going to
the
have
power
to,
of cheese compels me.
it's
That's
very, very, very yummy. And you can substitute out, you don't need the chicken in there because you get all the flavor from the other ingredients.
it. Right.
Book recommendation is our book club book for that we're going to be talking about with our
next,
new book club.
next Thursday, yeah.
And I don't know who came up with this one. It wasn't you. It was someone else.
Somebody posted it on our Lefty Leaning Ladies, and
It's
I
called
just glommed on-
Unloved, a love story by Katie
Regeni?
Regnery, Regnery.
Yeah.
It starts off
A little slow.
with a slow and a little torture of an animal.
Yeah,
which
which was
normally
tough.
would be like, fuck this. This book goes away. But because I knew it was kind of morphing into a serial killer thing, unfortunately, that was part of the plot. And it's a good story.
It was very bodice tearing.
Yes.
But also very good. A little love story, a little over the top.
Yes.
Oh my God, they're so
what are
in
the
love.
odds that would happen?
Yeah,
Yada,
I mean,
yada.
this guy must have been super hot because it's such a strange story of how they met and yada,
Easy.
yada.
I listen. Elle reads.
I read.
It was an easy read.
was an easy read.
easy listen, and
I
yeah.
enjoyed it, but I have no idea what questions to ask for. You have to help me come up with questions for book club.
Yeah, because
there
we
were
like
not-
coming up with non-book specific, more
Yeah, so if somebody
generic
shows
life.
up and they have not finished the book or not read the book, they're perfectly welcome to come, so that we just make it a topic about.
That's why we love books like The Midnight Library or The Book of Doors, because you can have a generic question about like what book of doors would you want, or what road not traveled in your life would you go after. It has nothing to do with the book so much as it has to do with prompts. So you have to think about a good prompt there.
Yes.
It might be something along the lines of some serendipitous moment in your life.
Yes.
Because this was very clearly things had to happen for this to happen.
Oh yeah, that's a good quote. Good question.
My
been a long
song that
week.
has been living rent free in my head, and I don't know why this popped up for me, but it's "Bad Decisions" by the Stokes. Have you heard "Bad Decisions" by the
Give me
Stokes?
a little.
Oh
sing
my
me a
God!
little tune.
You know me. I can't sing that
I
stuff.
know,
That's
snaps
just,
and claps only.
That's just wrong on so many levels. Let's see. I think I had it.
Did you have it queued up?
Let's see.
That's not it.
No, hang on.
Ah, okay.
We're making bad decisions.
Oh yeah, snaps and claps only, honey.
See? Right? That's the song. It's just very catchy.
It is.
Anyway, highly recommend Bad Decisions. I feel like our country, our elected officials are all making bad decisions.
Yes.
I will say a good decision I made this week makes me look like an insider trader, because those of you who follow the stock market, United Healthcare took a shit this week.
Yeah.
An absolute shit. Biggest loss, the single day loss the stock has ever had since like early 90s. so bad. Earnings, whatever. There are a whole bunch of reasons it happened.
I hope you're going to say you bought.
I have had, because I've worked for United for a long time, I'm part of the stock purchase program. I am sitting on way too much United stock. I'm not diversified enough. So this week, prior to it taking a shit, I sold a bunch of it so that I could get into something else. So and then literally the next day it went down.
See, I thought you were going to say you bought while it was super, super low.
No,
at the super bro deal.
It went low yesterday. I sold high. I sold at $100 more per share than what it was at the next day. And
score.
I know. I was joking with someone like, I look like our politicians, and that someone gave me a clue on it when it was just purely wow, I'm feeling like I have a little too much in one place.
Because we do know that is what is going on with these tariffs. They are purposefully pulling these tariffs back and forth so that him and all his cronies can make a
People
ton
with
of money
make money whether a stock goes up or down. It's all about movement.
When you buy
when they know the movement, tariff. Hey, hint, everybody, time to buy. Oh, never mind, I'm putting a pause on tariffs. Oh, and they buy options.
I mean, he stood in the Oval Office and said, look how much money he made. Look how much money he made. Yeah.
So I looked like one of those without having any insider information whatsoever. I had no idea what our earnings report was.
I keep thinking I should look at my portfolio and do something like that, and I just haven't.
I wasn't, and then I had to, for tax purposes, pull down the 1098, and then that's when I saw it, and I'm like, man, I really got to do a little more diversification. I'm too exposed here, and so I was like, wow, I look brilliant this week.
Always good to do.
But then I'm watching the rest of my United portfolio look. Thank God I'm not retired right now.
Yes,
because it
would be horrible.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it is pretty scary. I know. My cousin and her husband have I think they had a fair amount of Tesla stock, and I imagine anybody holding Tesla stock has got to be just freaking out right now, because that's a lot.
Yeah, and so that's where you start doing let's look at the earnings per share, let's look at the valuations. At this point, I just morally have a problem with that, even though I know some of my, I think like my Roth stuff is in a EFT.
I might have some ugliness
Tesla, but I'm just like,
can't do it.
Won't
do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. So my song is I've been watching a lot of TV because I'm at home, and I'm doing nothing. And I watched the documentary on Amazon about Cyndi Lauper, and we love Cyndi Lauper, and I had no idea anything about her, how awesome she is. And so I originally was thinking about girls just want to have fundamental rights, because I love that they've turned that girls just want to have fun into that, because we need that. And then because of everything that's going on in the LGBTQ community, I chose True Colors, because I feel like that's such a beautiful anthem to people that are feeling marginalized and things like that. So I love True Colors. So True Colors.
Watch the documentary, because Cyndi Lauper is one of those who was a brilliant marketer, because she is really not the persona she painted herself to be.
I thought she was a total ditz. I believed what she was putting out there, and that was what she put out there in the 80s, that she was a complete ditz, and she's not. She is brilliant,
savvy businesswoman,
and a heart of gold, and a wonderful person. And
Broadway play Kinky Boots, amazing. See it instead of Hamilton. It's better.
Yeah, and you can also watch.
She's right up there with like Dolly Parton in that
good person,
smart person, just glad to have
a
her
role model for women, for sure.
Glad to have her on. And she's actually aging really well. If you look at her,
she's gorgeous.
She looks fabulous.
She does not look like she's been overly cooked, like overly done up. She doesn't look like she's had a ton of plastic surgery.
And she's
if she has, I think she's got Italian blood. That helps usually.
I think she's in her 70s.
Yeah, I think so.
So Cyndi Lauper, thumbs up. Oh, my thought to end the show. Sorry I can't make it. I have mood poisoning. Must have been something I hate.
I love it.
I thought that was really funny when I heard it. I was like, yeah, that about sums it up when I don't want to do anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Elle.
I'm Dylan.
And we both love soup.